You see one telling me, okay, Tayo, I like you, and before I can marry you, you have to be pregnant for me. And I'll be like, what?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Olushewa. I am navigating life in my 20s and having fun while I'm at it. So if you're not too busy, join me. So today we'll be finding out or talking about why you are single. I mean, Valentine is around the corner, so everybody is singing. Where is your boyfriend? You are sleeping at home, all those kind of things. So let's find out why you are single. And today I have with me my friend. She's married, so you know that she has already navigated that single life and she has passed it. So she will help us to find out why you are single. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Tayo.
Yeah. So this is my friend Tayo, and Tayo has been married for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, 22 years.
And look at her, yummy mommy and wife. So she was going to just talk about singlehood today, and hopefully people can learn one or two things that they can take back with them.
Single.
So the first thing I will actually ask you is, before you got married, how many people did you date seriously?
Okay, before I got married, I would say just one was a serious relationship, because then the kind of person I am actually, once you do anything I don't like, you're out. Any little thing, you're out. Like, I don't just have this tolerance for guys. Once you just say, I said I don't want this, you do that, that's out of the way
Bye
already.
bye.
So I'll just say that the only serious relationship I had was one, and that was when I was in school.
Okay.
Yes, so the relationship was serious because at least I was a bit committed. I I was like committed in the relationship. I see it like, okay, something serious. Let me see if this can lead to marriage.
Okay.
So that was just the only serious relationship I'll count as a serious relationship before my husband.
But while you were in the dating scene, because right now we're talking about the dating scene. I know you didn't particularly date in Lagos, but I like to say that dating scene, especially across Nigeria and within our age range, is quite it's almost the same, because
Okay.
you find that whatever people are saying in Lagos, people are still saying it in Port Harcourt and saying it in Abuja. So I don't want to just put it to the Lagos dating scene. I have primarily dated in Lagos, but I don't want to say just the Lagos dating scene, right? So what would you say the dating scene was like being in that space, trying to find your person? Did you have weird requests ahead? Because right now there's a lot of people that you know they don't want to date you, but they also don't want you to date somebody else, and they want you guys to be talking every day.
Yeah, they just want to be there. You're not coming in, you're not going out. You just want to
Exactly.
stand at the entrance.
Exactly.
Like, why now? No, like, why now? Okay, actually, there were some weird requests then. I remember when my relationship in school then got crashed, like, we ended things. There were a lot of guys coming, though I didn't want people to know that I was single, because I wasn't even ready for any guy asking me out then.
Okay.
But then, along the line, some people were actually aware that I was single. And I was having some guys coming in, like, you see one telling me, okay, Tayo, I like you, and before I can marry you, you have to be pregnant for me. And I'll be like, what? Are you serious? Like,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sorry?
I just look at the guy like, okay, you're not well. Oh. And I have another one then that I met. Though that one I had to run for my life. He came, Tayo, I like you. Even though I don't really like him, because he's not my spec. You know what we say, spec. It wasn't my spec. So I didn't like him. But then he was just there. Tayo, I have to marry you. This on that one. Blah, blah. I was like, okay, no problem. But this guy, when they say somebody is obsessed with you, I didn't see that as a love. Because You will call me like 20 missed calls. You know what it means for somebody to call you 20 times?
Am I with your kidney? Am I with
And
your
I've not even
testicles?
said yes, so I haven't even
So
said yes. But then you're calling me like 20 times. This minute, Tayo, where are you? Why? Why do you want to know where I am? I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. We are not even dating. You are still there, like I'm still trying to see if I can date you or not. But then you're already performing this boyfriend duty, like, and you're calling me back to back. Today, that one of my friends saw it one day and they were like, "Oh, this guy is mad. You have to run for your life." And I've seen another one too that came then, all those single periods when I was single, that there was no guy. And this guy too just came and was like, "Okay, Taya, I like you." And I liked him too.
okay.
Okay, fine. Do you have a girlfriend? He said no, that he's single. And I look at it, okay, fine. I like you, you like me, you're single, I'm single. No problem now, let's continue. But then one day, I don't know, I think I saw it on his status or somewhere that he has a girlfriend. And I
Was
asked
he
him,
aware that he had a girlfriend?
he has now, he knows now.
Because in Lagos, some men are not aware that they have boyfriends, that they
Oh,
have girlfriends, or that they are married. Some of them, they'll say, you say, are you not married? It's not that serious.
mm,
Oh, because that's their excuse now.
wow,
They'll say it's not that serious.
it's
Do you have a
complicated.
boyfriend? It's
It's
complicated.
complicated. You
They will try
cannot
and find a way
understand.
to make it look like
To
it's
tell
not
you, you cannot
serious.
understand. It's
Mm,
complicated. I wish I can leave her. I wish I can this. I wish I can that.
exactly, exactly. I wish I met you before my wife.
Yeah.
That one, eh? So when I was in Unilag, when you go out sometimes, you meet people. The next thing, oh, are you married or do you have a girlfriend? Oh, if they are married, they say they are married. Like these days, they don't even hide. Though. Yes, I'm married. Okay, so what exactly is it that you're looking for? Because you are married, what do you want to give me? I don't know what you're trying to give me. And what one actually told me, it was because he was young,
Mhm.
right? So I looked at him. In my head, I'm like, oh, this guy is probably not married.
Okay.
So I made that assumption, and for that I was wrong, because now these days when I meet you, first thing I ask
You
you, are
ask
you
questions.
married?
Exactly.
Is somebody married to you? Do you have a girlfriend? Are you somebody's boyfriend? Because you have to ask all the questions these days. So I didn't ask. I just assumed, though he's young, he wouldn't have a wife. And so there was a day we were supposed to meet up or something, and I ended up seeing like some things with him. Like he had a few things with him, and it was like Elsa doll, um toys, basically big kids toys. So
Mhm.
I looked at me, I even thought maybe a niece or a nephew. I mean, I can buy something for my niece
Of
or my
course now.
nephew.
Yes,
So
no.
I was just like, this one that you bought all these things, like it was like that for his kids. I was like,
Wow. My sister
sorry.
Ron.
Because it was like, not only are you married, you have kids. It's not even kids,
Kids.
plural. Otu fiesi.
My sister Ron.
I was like, you have kids. I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't realize. It was like he's the only son of his parents, and so they encouraged him to get married early,
Wow.
that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, so what are you now looking for? Because I'm confused. What When people are dating,
Mhm.
it's so that, oh, you're trying to find a life partner and all of that. You already have a life partner, like, so what are you looking for? It was like, that's he needs a girlfriend now. That
Ah.
Well, I was like, so what happens to your wife? Do you know what this, like, he looked at me and he said it in a matter of fact way. He was like, oh, so when my wife was having children,
Mm-hmm.
what do you expect that I will be doing?
Wow.
And I was like,
Okay.
so your wife was busy going through the pain
Mm-hmm.
of pregnancy and
And Uncle is
childbirth, and
busy.
all you could think of is, you needed a substitute for her in that
Exactly.
moment.
Can you
And
imagine?
I'm like, what? So I was like wondering that, what kind of person is this? Like, what kind of man is this? And so I mean, let that one be. And then when you were talking now, I realized that you spoke on a lot of things that I've actually experienced as a single person. You
Mm-hmm.
spoke about like the obsession, like I find
Mm-hmm.
that I call it love bombing, or people call it love bombing. And I noticed that, no shade to 30 plus men, no, but this thing is common with older guys.
I think you're right. Because this particular guy too, it was in his 30s too.
I think it's common with older guys. It's like they see. So I had one. I was talking to him, and then this one was not even 30 yet. It was about to turn 30. Then he
Oh.
started applying pressure on me, like, oh, I want to get married, I want to have a child before I'm 30.
Oh,
Keep in mind that at this point I was 21. So I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, how now? Instead of applying pressure, oh, this, that, I want to do this, I love you. And I'm like, we're not even there yet. Like,
oh.
several times I met people like that. One was 34, one was like, most of the times, always men who are in their maybe 30s. They always feel like, I don't know who has told Nigerians that 30 is the threshold for marriage. So
Mhm.
once they get to that age, like they start running, like that it's a race. So these people will start love bombing you. That time I was the 34-year-old guy I was talking
Mhm.
about. I was working somewhere in Allen, Abi Okwebi that time. He would send food to me. If I just text him randomly, I'm just like, oh, this chocolate I just saw like on my,
Mhm.
or while on the call rather, and I just this chocolate cake looks so nice. The next thing is going to go and buy that chocolate cake,
Wow.
sending it to me. And sometimes it can be sweet, but if it's coming from someone that, first of all, you are not that into, it becomes a burden.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm
It
like,
becomes a
oh,
burden because you're like, oh God, like I'm not this into this person. And sometimes it just becomes tiring, right? Because you are buying me this, buying me that, buying me like sometimes you even feel obligated to now also buy them something, or to just,
exactly, because you have to return so that it will look
so that it
like
will look like, oh, this
that the
girl was
one, yeah,
collecting.
collecting. You understand?
And the next thing that they say, "Hey, this one a gold digger," or what is it that people say these days? Any small thing now, she's using me for
For
something.
this thing, I use them to
So
catch cruise.
me to hair, I've also experienced that. And there's also this thing, like in general with the Lagos scene. It's
Mhm.
like people are so in love with situationships. They don't want to they don't want to come in, but they don't want to stay out.
They just want to stay at
Right?
the
They just want to stay
entrance.
at the entrance. Like, I like you, but maybe I don't like you that much to actually ask you to be my girlfriend. Or I just want to be enjoying boyfriend benefits without actually being your boyfriend. I know this thing they say now, if you're already getting the milk for
Mhm.
free, why should I get the cow? So
Sure.
as a lady, if you're already doing everything that a girlfriend should do, you go to his house,
You
now you
cook,
go cook,
you
now you go
wash,
wash, now you
you
go sweep.
clean,
Then in
you
the night
clean,
again, you lie down on the bed.
and they will now.
Other room duties. And then you're saying, hey, this guy is not asking me to be so. Like, why are
I
you doing all of
want.
those things, slaving yourself, suffering yourself, so that they can reward you with
He
a relationship?
wants.
Because that's the way I see it. You're seeing the relationship or the marriage as a reward. Oh, I've been a good girl. When you are in primary school and your mom says, you get first position, I'll buy you a bicycle.
Yes, that's what they are
So
saying.
I've been a good girl. I've done everything I should do. So you should reward me with the
Funny enough, I
title of
don't even
girlfriend.
share in that mentality of you have to do those things to keep a man or to get a man to marry you. Wow.
They are when I say people sometimes like feel, when I think sometimes we let social media get to us too much actually,
Of
because
course, yes.
people come on social media and they say things that they cannot do in reality. You see people on social media saying, if she cannot cook, if she cannot clean, I can't marry her, she cannot do this. And
That's not true.
you see men in real life who that's not even their major priority. And this thing I say to people, if it is something that you can pay for, right? If it's something that you can delegate, then that has no business being the primary reason why you are dating
Of
somebody.
course now.
Because if it's food, you can always buy food. If it's cleaning, you can always get a housekeeper. If it is what else? Washing clothes, you can always get a machine or go to a
Or no,
laundromat.
exactly.
So why would that be the primary reasons that you are choosing to spend the rest of your life with somebody?
I just feel like there are just some guys that just still live in this old age. This thing.
Archaic.
You understand that thing where they will tell you, "Oh, my mother did this. My wife must be this, or any girl I will marry have to be like this, or like this, or like." When I was in the dating stage, I was this straight, very very straight. I don't care. If you will marry me, you will marry me.
And if you
If
will
you
not
will not
marry
marry
me,
me, you will move.
Stephanie, because that's the truth. You cannot beg somebody. You cannot beg somebody to be in a relationship with you. Fine, I understand that sometimes emotions get the best out of us.
Of
Maybe you've
course,
already
yes.
connected to this person, you already have a soft spot
To
for this
let
person. So
go.
letting go might be difficult. But my dear,
You have
My
to.
dear, if you are currently in that situation, let this video be a sign to you
You
to
have
stand up,
to.
to stand up and let go. Because yeah, no, there's nothing like it's complicated. You are either
In
dating or you are
or
not
out.
dating.
I was like, oh, it's complicated. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where the relationship
I'm
is
not
heading
saying,
to.
like, I had somebody recently, like maybe 2 3 months ago, and the person was like, I was like, oh, are you in a relationship? And she was like, I'm not in a relationship, but I'm not single. And I was like,
Then what's she doing?
what is that? Like,
What's she doing?
I'm not in a relationship. I'm not, you're putting yourself, you're taking yourself off the shelf
Mm-hmm.
for somebody who hasn't taken you off that shelf. It's like I have a store and I'm saying sold out on an item that I've actually not sold out.
Maybe she just didn't want to be committed in the relationship.
It's not like, I think she's over committing to somebody who is under committing.
Oh, I see.
So she's not interested in meeting other people because she already feels like, oh, I am with this person. But the
Oh,
person has not officially said, oh, I want you to be my girlfriend, or I
ah,
want you to be my babe.
that one is complicated. Hey, hey. She's dating herself now
She's in a relationship
with herself.
with herself.
Ah,
And I was like, you see, how do you feel about asking what are we actually? You know, when people are in, like, in a thing, they like each other, they're talking to each other every day,
mm-hmm.
and then the babe is now like, Kunle, what are we? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea?
Well, I feel if that question will be popping out between like partners, that what are we? Then maybe it's either one of them is under committing, like you said. Because if they are both committed, I don't see reason why I need to be asking you what are we when it's so obvious what we are actually. Do you understand? But if I'm
Yeah,
not asking you as a lady that what are we, that means in my inner mind,
you
I know
know
so
that
well that this guy,
I
I'm not
don't
sure
think
I'm
we
the
are
one.
together.
I'm not sure we are running the same thing. Do you
But
understand?
sometimes, asking that question sometimes can give you closure. Like I've said it before, I'm not really a fan of closure, but asking that question sometimes can just give you, you might know, but for some people, until you hit that nail on the head,
Mm.
they might still be, do you understand? Like they might still be dilly-dallying about it. So when you now say, oh, what are we? And it tells you we're nothing but pencils in the hand of the creator, then you know that it's time to what? Dust your slippers and get out. Because, because I had a friend, right, where she had been talking to this guy for 8 months. Talking stage, 8 months. What are you people saying? Like, if you want to write an autobiography, just write it. Why are you?
For eight
Anyway,
months.
they
See,
had
how were
been
they
talking for
discussing?
8 months, and we're not together. When I was asking, like, have you guys finally made it official? And she was like, oh, no, they've not. I'm like, why? eh, she doesn't think, she doesn't want to ask him what are we, because again, social media gets the
Of
better part
course,
of it. Because
yes.
on social media I see people saying, why are you asking what are we? Why are you asking what are we? Sometimes if that's what you need, do it.
Ask.
So she was like, she didn't want to ask him because, I mean, people always say, why we be asking a guy what are we, all those kind of things. So she didn't ask him, and so
Ah,
she has just been in that space for 8 months. And me, I was like, better ask him that question today.
so
Like,
that you will know.
ask him today. You need to know, because what are you people saying for 8 months? Like, even if I wanted to start telling you about my life from nursery school, it can't possibly take 8 months. So I was like, no, today or this evening, you must ask him a question. And you know that by that evening, she actually, I think she did text him. She was like, oh, what are we? Like, I really want to know. And then the guy was like, oh, that he had been wanting to ask her officially, but he hadn't gotten to it. Like he felt like maybe she wasn't yet
Ready.
ready or something. And that night, right? Like she went home, and that night he was waiting for her in front of her house. And he was like, I'm very sorry it took this long. I'm very sorry it took you asking
Oh.
that, oh, will you be my girlfriend?
Oh,
And
so
I was
sweet.
like, you see what you would like. You people are just being in a limbo, just, oh, is
The
he
guy is
here, is
just
he, and you are walking
assuming,
on
she too is
eggshells.
just assuming, like,
You are walking on eggshells, you are not even sure. So sometimes it can bring clarity
yes,
to the
true.
situation, like, okay, let's shed light on it. And I mean, obviously, asked her, will
True.
you be my girlfriend? That day she said yes. And it was
Ah,
not, she now told me the next day
you
that,
see?
thank you for pushing me to ask that this is, she now gave me the gist. And I was like, you see, like, clearly he was assuming, you two were
Was
assuming
assuming,
something else, like,
yes,
oh, maybe he's not
yes.
ready. It was assuming maybe you're
You are
not
not
ready.
ready. True.
And I mean, this is a positive story, right? But in some cases, it will not turn out like this.
Could be the negative.
It could be the other way. But then again, it is good to know where you stand in somebody's life and just move on. Because even if you are told that night that, me, I'm not ready for a
On
relationship, at least
relationship.
you now know for certain that, this is where I am. And so you are no longer stressing yourself. If you want to move on, if you want to start talking to other people, you can start doing it in peace. Abi?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So yes, back to you. I feel like I've been
Okay.
saying a lot for someone who has a guest. So back to you. When you now eventually met Ayo, how did you, like, I know you said you were very, very strict. So how did Ayo, pass through those walls and break those defenses?
Well, I feel some guys know what they want from the beginning, though.
Yeah.
Why some will still come in a way like, okay, let me see if this girl will be my girl. So when Ayo came, then all he said was, Tayo. Actually, he called. I was like, Tayo, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. And he said, I want to marry you. You don't have a choice but to marry me. But I'll give you the
Hey.
opportunity to go and pray about it. And he ended the
Okay.
call. He didn't even wait for me to say, what are you saying? Where is this coming from? You understand?
Mhm.
So when he ended the call, in my head, I was like, do
Who is
people
this
still
one?
do this? Like, what's this? And I just ended the call. If I had to call one of my friends and just tell my friend that, hey, see me see problem in this Lagos. Yeah, this is what I have. And my friend was like, hey, really? I said, the guy might be serious. I said, serious. Is that how they ask a girl out? Hello, I want to marry you. And you don't have a choice. You have to marry me. But I'll give you opportunity
But
to
did
pray
he not
about
marry
it.
you? I did not marry.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Eh,
did.
so he talk am and he
he,
do am,
he
talk
did.
and do.
He did. But that time then, he looked so funny. Like,
Absurd,
all
right?
through that night, I was just like, hey, do people still act this way? Like, I want to marry you? Because I've never seen someone that walk up to me like that and say, Tayo,
Mhm.
I want to marry you. It was as if he rehearsed it. He just said those things, pam, 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 and he ended the call. No time for me to give him response. Nothing, nothing.
This is actually the first time I read this story
Like,
also.
that was just it. And I was like, hey, there are a lot of people on this planet, please. And me and my friends actually joked about it because,
But then eventually he started.
boy, actually, after then, when he said it, and the next day, he started a boyfriend duty. How are you? Are you awake? Have you eaten? What did you eat? And I'll tell my friend, they see, oh, I don't want to start all this kind of play. And my friend will say, reply now. I was like, sure is reply now. How can somebody just call me yesterday? You have to mind. And this morning now, you're already resuming boyfriend duty. I don't get.
It was serious. He took it
It was
seriously.
actually very serious because then I myself wasn't ready for a relationship because I was just coming out from
Of one.
heartbreak. Then in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm not even interested. I don't want to be single. I don't have time for relationship. I don't want any guy to come and be breaking my heart again. But then here he is coming and busy. Although even before him, during that single state too, there were other guys that were coming, but I just didn't care. So he now coming like, I want to marry you in my head. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't even want to date, and you want to marry. How?
Fun fact: me, I don't want to date, but I want to marry.
Oh, okay.
I know it sounds weird. Like sometimes I say this thing out loud. I say I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense because I feel like the dating stage is so annoying. Like let's just get
Mm,
married. And whatever we see, we collect. I mean, of course, like sensibly, we talk about stuff, values, important things. But once we already feel like we are on the same page, I don't think there should be too much time wasted
yeah,
before
true.
getting married because You will be talking. Have you eaten? Have you eaten? Have you poo? Have you done this? I've done that. And so I just feel like it takes too long. Please, I want something
Faster.
ASAP. Like, let's get to the real gist. Just that's just a fun fact about me. Don't mind me.
Mm.
So continue your gist, Jared.
So you just started the boyfriend duties and all. Yeah, we dated for 7 years actually. Was it boring? Not really, because
I mean, but it was also long distance.
yeah, it was from the beginning to the end was actually long distance. And you know when people say, "Hey, long distance relationship does not work," well, I'll be like, "How?"
It works. I guess it just takes.
Two serious-minded people,
Mhm.
then trust.
Okay.
Because I do say that while I was away and he was in Lagos here, I was in Oyo State then. You hear people tell me, Tayo, do you know what Tayo is doing? And you know, once you allow people to start giving you a negative kind of vibe, your mind will not start dwelling on it. Before you know it, you start imagining things in your head. Ah, what could he be doing? But then when they say, well, do you know what Tayo is doing? I just tell them, oh God, what will Tayo be doing than pressing his laptop for crying out loud?
It's
And
a
he
check,
too,
bro.
on his other side too, they say, hey, do you know what Tayo is doing? What will Tayo be doing than sleeping in the house? You know? Because we both trusted each other, so we didn't give this third party kind of
Yeah, which is important
very,
actually.
very important. Because once you don't trust your partner, you are away, is away. That's when you people now say, what if you have somebody else in that
And this is
place?
actually why some of you people are single, because you are broken up with people because my friend told me that,
Yes.
or somebody gave you the wrong. I mean, I'm not saying you should stay with someone who is cheating,
No,
but
no, no,
like,
no, 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 no,
be
no.
sure that the
No.
person is actually cheating. Don't
Yeah,
run be
true.
accusing somebody
True.
wrongly.
True.
Like,
You're
I
very
was
correct.
watching Dubai Bling yesterday, and there's this lady Safa. She's married to a man. This man loves her, like he's downright obsessed with her. Like, he would move the world for her.
Okay.
And then, but she's just a very jealous person. Like, she doesn't want, if it is not a woman that she knows and she has marked, it must not come near her husband.
Ah,
Like, she must not come near her husband.
that's
And so
perfect.
her husband is trying to lose weight. So her husband went to the gym with some of his guys, and they brought a personal trainer for him who now happened to be a woman.
Wow.
This same husband was the one that went home to go
To
and
tell
tell
the
her
wife.
that this is what happened though. Immediately, even at the gym, he was already like, Safa is not going to like this. He now went home to go and let me just tell her about it though. So I mean, I guess so she's not finding out from somebody else. Hey, like she went crazy.
What if the husband didn't tell her?
She started screaming and yelling, I love Safa, but I'm like, what? I was like, what all this drama for? He was still the one that even came to tell you.
I beg you, trust is very important in a
You need
relationship.
to trust people. You need to be
Very,
vulnerable.
very. If you don't
So,
trust your partner, then what are you doing?
like, there's no point. Honestly, there's no point. I've told my friend this before. Like, he says something about, oh, when he gets with somebody, he's not going to trust them 100%. That is when maybe you trust them 50%. Then the person now has to prove to him while they're in the relationship that the person is deserving of 100% trust.
Well,
And I'm like, huh?
I may not blame her. You know, at times, some of us, what actually judge us or what make us is what we've
Experience.
experienced. It might be what she has experienced that is making her feel like, oh, I'm not going to trust this. I'm not. I have also experienced
But you
though.
know, if you were the other person,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't like it. Like, imagine my boyfriend knowing that I don't trust him 100%. How does that person feel? I understand that sometimes experiences make you into someone, into
Yes.
something, but also if you claim to love this person, if you claim to like this person and you want to build a future with this person, I think there should be a point where you put your experience on a back bench
True, you're very
or a
correct.
back burner, and just be like, I've gone through this, I have learned from it. However, I'm not going to take any negatives from that
That's
into this
yes,
new relationship. Because
yes.
I honestly, if I had an issue now with my boyfriend and his excuse is, oh, so my ex, this is what she did, and that's why we are now having issues. It
You're
sounds
very
ridiculous
correct.
to me.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's good to learn from the things that you have gone through, but at the end of the day, you don't want it to negatively impact your future.
But
Past is past.
do you know that actually my experience negatively actually affected me towards my husband then when we met? Well, because he is of a patient person,
Mm-hmm.
so and he tried to speak to my friend that I explained to her that, oh, this is what Tayo went through, blah blah blah. And I said, okay. So that's why this girl is trying to act like a lion as if she's this. You understand? Then but then so I think that helped him and he had to now have to calm
Yeah.
down. And because he knows what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wants this, you
This
understand
babe,
this.
this babe. I mean,
So
it's good to have someone who is kind and who is compassionate and who
mhm.
would go the extra mile to try to understand you.
Yes.
However, I think that we are human beings, obviously. Once something happens, the first thought is lock up.
Sure.
We are human beings, so it's normal. But I think if we can just make a, intentional attempt to come
Yes.
out of it,
Of it,
your partner
yeah.
could help you, but you might not meet somebody who is as patient, and you might lose out on something good
Very true
because of
and
that.
very correct.
Because the person too might have gone through something. Do you understand? And the person might just feel like, this one wants to waste my time. So,
So that's it. I would just say like we should not allow situations to just change who we are.
mhm.
Let's just see. You will see some people, they will tell you, oh, I used to be good before, but with what I've been through, I can never be good again. I'm going to start showing people shege.
That's why you're
Hey,
still single.
don't miss that man because you want to shame shege. You understand? Like because you want to show shege, you no. Let's just be
I
who we
understand.
are.
Yeah, be real. Honestly, I feel like authenticity is number one thing, especially like in everything, honestly. Being yourself will help you find the partner that is actually for you. Because if you are trying to put on a facade,
Mm.
it actually sometimes chases people away. And I'm saying this from experience, to be honest, because I had this very hard girl. Let's not talk about me. But let's wrap up this video. But based on what you know
Okay.
about me, why, in your own opinion,
Okay.
would you say I'm still single? I'm putting myself on the bench. I'll be on the bench for you guys.
Okay. Why you're still single?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we're waiting for the right man.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't say you're hard. I've known you, you're loving, you're kind, you're compassionate, and you're even open. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say that right man. You
Like
understand?
if you want to impress me.
Hmm. Good. So I'm waiting for the right man, which I know is on his way.
I don't want to stay
Almost
for long. It's almost
here.
here. All right. Thank you so much, Taya, for coming on
Thank
the
you
show. And
too.
based on everything that Taya has told us today and that we have said, I hope you can pick one thing and just do one or two things rather, and just do like a small self introspection to,
Mm.
okay, why am I still single? Because me, I put myself on the line for you guys. Now Taya has told you people why me I'm still single. So you think about it by yourself for yourself too. Why am I still single? Anyway, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me if there's something we spoke about that resonates with you, or if there's something that we missed, and things like that. And I'll see you in my next video. Yeah.